Hello, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to connect MySQL Server and MySQL Workbench in your computer. I'm going to show you how to connect the two of them to be able to access my SQL Server inside my SQL Workbench. I'm going to be doing this on a Windows computer because Windows has the most complicated installation process. It is very easy to install in a Mac or Linux operating system. So we are going to be doing this in a Windows computer. So come to any of your favorite browser and then type download MySQL. Then it's going to bring you here. Just click on this first one that says mysql.com. Then click on it. It's going to bring you to the SQL official community. Then this is the website you can read about the documentation, the development zone. But we are really interested in downloading MySQL. I'm just going to scroll down to download. Here you can see my SQL community GPL download. Click on it, and it's going to bring us to my SQL community download. So here you can see a lot of tools that you can download, but we are really interested in downloading my SQL installer for Windows because this installer is going to help us to install the Workbench and the server or any other tool that we want to install. So click on this install for Windows. Then here is going to prompt you to choose to make some selections. You can see this is the latest version. You're going to make sure you leave it at the latest version. Then we are doing that for Windows. We are installing it for Windows. So here you can see two installation options. The first one is the web community. So you can see this web community is just a lighter version. As you can see, it is just 2.1 megabyte as at the moment. But for the community, this one gives you the complete package, like already pre-installed. So you're just going to install it and then have all the tools already installed in your system. It is quite large, as you can see. It is 3.52.2 megabytes. But we really don't need all of those things. We need just my SQL Workbench and then my SQL Server. So we are going to be installing this first one. So you click on this download to start the downloading. But first, they are going to require you to log into an account or to sign up. If you don't want to do any of that, just like me, I'm going to click on no thanks, just start the installation. Then here you can see the download has started and completed immediately. So if you go to your download here, you can see it is already downloaded. So I'm just going to double click on that download or come back here and double click it here. Then it is going to start the installation wizard for me. So here it is just asking me if I want to install the web community. I'm going to say yes, install it. After that, it's going to prompt me again. Do you want to install the installer launcher? Then I'm going to click on yes, install it for me. As you can see, we are installing my SQL installer 1.6. We're just going to give it a few minutes to complete the installation. So here it is asking you to choose a setup type. Do you want the server only? No, we don't want the server only. Do you want the client only? No, we don't want the client only. Do you want the full package? Of course, no, we don't want the full package. We want custom. This custom is going to enable us to install the specific tool that we need and not everything, right? So it gives us option to select what we want. Then we're going to click on next. So here is where you select the products that you want. So what product do we want? First, we want the SQL server. We're going to open this server. Here we're going to go ahead and open the server again. Then we're going to expand it again. So we have all of these options to choose from. We're just going to choose the first one. But first, we need to make sure that our system is 64 bits. And to check, you can just go to your search bar, type setting, then go to setting, bring it to your system here. You just click on system, then scroll down to about, then you click on about. Then here you can see that your system is 64-bit, right? And we're going to go back to our installation. We choose this first one. Then we need to push it to product to be installed. We'll bring it here. We've selected it now. Then we scroll down to applications, open the applications. We have all of this in the application, but we want my SQL Workbench. I'm going to expand it further. I'm going to select the first one and then push it to product to be installed. Now we are okay. We don't want the shell. We don't want any other thing because we're going to be writing our queries inside the workbench. So we are okay with just these two. And we're going to click on next. So here it is going to, I'm actually having a path conflict. I think I already have this in my system, but that's not an issue anyway. But in your own case, you're not going to have this issue because you don't have it installed if this is your first time installing it. So I'm just going to click on next to override and all that. I'm going to click on next. Then here we need to download the two items that was selected. We selected the MySQL server and the MySQL Workbench, the latest versions. We are going to just download them. So I'm going to click on execute to start the download. So both of them is going to start downloading at once, and we're going to wait for that download to be complete. So the download is complete. Next, we're going to install them. So I'm going to click on next. It's going to prompt us to install those downloaded items. So I'm going to click on execute. Then execute is going to start installing each of them depending on the speed of your internet. We're just going to wait for it to install. So the installation is complete. Now we have both of them installed in our system. So we're going to click on next to go move over to product configuration. So here we need to configure this product. So I'm going to click on next to start the configuration. So in the network type, here first you're going to make sure that the configuration type is on your developer computer so that this thing is installed in your computer, okay? Then the protocol, the transfer protocol is going to be TCP IP, and then this is the port number. Just leave it at default. You don't really need to change anything here. And you just click on next. Then here it is going to require some authentication. This is just asking you to create a password to limit access, just to give permission or access to my workbench. So you're going to create a password that you're going to be using to log in. And click on next. It's going to bring me here. So in your own case, it's going to require you to create a password. So you're going to type in a password and confirm the password. So my own case, I already have this installed. So it's just prompting me to put in my password. But in your own case, if you're installing this for the first time, it's going to ask you to create a password. Make sure you create a password that you're going to always remember. So I'm just going to put in a password here, and then I'm going to click on check. And then the password is okay. I'm just going to click on next to move to the Windows services. So here in Windows services, you're just going to change this name if you want. I think it doesn't really matter. You can just be anything. You can call it anything. Your name, you can put your name here. Maybe I can just put Crescent, or I can just leave it the way it is. So I'm going to check this box so that when I turn on my system, it's just going to start up my SQL server, so I don't have to launch it all the time. Then I'm going to click on next. So here is going to apply all of the configuration you've actually selected from the beginning. All of them are going to be applied here. The writing configuration file, updating Windows firewall, adjusting Windows services, starting the server, updating the start menu link. All of them is going to be applied. So to do that, I'm going to click on execute. We're just going to wait for a while. It's not going to take much time, and everything is executed. So as you can see, everything is fine. I'm just going to click on finish. So here, I'm just going to click on next, and then here, the next we're going to launch our SQL server. So on the close of this prompt, do you want to launch your SQL server? Yes, I want to launch it. I'm going to check this box, then I click on finish. So you can see here our SQL server is going to be launched. Voila! Welcome to my SQL Workbench. So this is my SQL Workbench. Here is the local instance. So this is like your local host. This is like your local host. And you can create multiple local hosts. If you don't want to connect to this one, you can create another one. Just click on this plus icon, put in the name you want it to bear, put in a password, then of course you create. But we already have this one. Let's just connect to this very one. I'm just going to click on it. Then it's going to prompt you to put in your password, the password you created. When you put it in, it's going to launch you into this. So when you put in your password, it's going to launch you into your MySQL Workbench. This is it. You've successfully installed my SQL Workbench and my SQL Server, and you've also successfully connected both of them, and this is your workbench. This is where you write all of your queries and all that. This is amazing, guys. Congratulations. And to create your first query, you can just come here and click on create SQL query. When you click on it, you can see it gives you a space to start writing. So I can actually create a new database if I want to. These are all the databases, as you can see here. You can see what is inside any of them and all that. But let's create a new database. I'm going to create database. What is going to be the name of the database? Let's say it is DVEX. Then I'm just going to close it. And when you highlight it and you run it, it's going to create the database. Down here, you can see that this thing has been created successfully, and you cannot find the database here because it is not refreshed. So I'm just going to click on refresh, and voila, you can see it has appeared. Look at it. If you want to bring in a new data, you can just add it to this table. Then right here, you can begin to manipulate the data. This is amazing, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.